World War II was one of those wars where everybody, and I'm talking about everybody, got involved. Mothers and wives and widows and women by the score went out and picked up everything they could pick up to save for the war effort. Whether it was rubber, whether it was cans or pieces of metal. My mother wound up balls of string, great big balls of string, because those balls of string were important to the war effort. And then a group of people decided they were going to take our freedom. And so they bombed Pearl Harbor. Most of us in the United States at that time had no idea what Pearl Harbor was or where it was. And I was one of those. But the next day, after war was declared, to protect our country and for us to be involved, there was a fellow that said a statement that's still true today. There is nothing to fear but fear. You guys are good. Well, no. I want to pick somebody way back there because I don't see anybody that anxious. There's one anxious. Who is it?
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
That's exactly. They didn't get shot, so thank them for running. One other group that you will probably several times before you leave here, but I'd like to be the first to you. You know, you wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be here. But weren't all these guys willing to give a week of their life? Isn't that amazing? I think we owe them a tremendous round of applause and thanks for what they're these guys. I guess. When I was born and when you were born, we were handed two very special gifts of life. We couldn't buy it. We couldn't earn it. They were absolutely free to us the minute I drew my first breath. And the first gift was that breath of life. And the second gift was that precious gift of freedom. I didn't have a whole lot to do with my being born in the greatest country in the world. Those of you who happen to be born here, and I guess most of you are, but there might be somebody here who was born someplace else, who has adopted this country as their country, and they become one of us. There's nowhere on earth there another country that offers the type of living and freedom and what we have? That's why we have so many that want to come in. I have never talked to an individual who was trying to escape. Within the walls of this building, there are many beliefs, diverse ideas, and various values. One of those symbols that has held this country together, that brings us together, that symbol right there. It is the only symbol in America around which all of us can gather, and each one of us can say, that is my flag. That belongs to me. Because of that symbol, oh, it might have looked differently as we went through our years of 234 years of America. Looked differently. But that symbol has caused over 42 millions of people to put their life in danger, in combat, to keep it. Better than 2 million of them gave all they had. As you heard in the reading of the citation that said, on that day of February the 23rd, 1945, on the little island of Iwo Jima that was 2.5 miles wide and 5 miles long, that's all there was, in the middle of the ocean. That little island. 70,000 Marines, not counting Navy and some Army, were required to take that little island. 22,000 of us were wounded. 6,821 gave their life. I've been asked, why was it necessary that we take that little teeny island? My reply has been to a number of people, I don't know the answer. I was just a corporal. I was doing what I had been trained to do and what I was supposed to do. If you really want to know why we took that little island, then speak to one of those Air Force boys on his way back from Tokyo who had his plane all shot up. They couldn't get back to Guam or Saipan. If they dumped in the ocean, 12 of them were lost. We were losing B-29s over and over, and 12 highly skilled, highly trained Americans. That little island, 2,500 of those B-29s sat down on that little island. There is one figure that says 25,000 airmen had their life saved simply because we had that